Sup guys, Inigami here, and the 4-year anniversary has finally been announced on the Japanese version of One Piece Treasure Cruise. We have officially Legend Gear 4 Luffy and Legend Nami, another Gear 4 Luffy legend. Woo! I mean, I kind of wish it was another character, and these characters are, no surprise, ridiculously overpowered. Wow! Now, I have to say that Luffy at least is new and cool. Nami is boring and does a lot of stuff and is stupid overpowered. Yay, right? But at least Luffy's new and cool. So let's go over what the Seagull Fest is, and then let's go over what the characters are and what they do. So this Anniversary Seagull Fest is going to start on the 10th to the 14th. It's going to be different characters boosted each day. There is a link on Reddit that has all the translations, thanks to Mr. Buttons. But they are going to be 2 times the rate of legends. We're going to be all gold multi-pulls. Every other multi-pull is going to be guaranteed legend. The 4th multi-pull is going to be guaranteed straw hat. The 10th multi-pull is going to be a guaranteed out of a smaller pool of characters. And if you're going to pull on any individual day, I would recommend pulling on day 1, just because day 1 has guaranteed legends on the 4 and the 10. Day 2 and 3 have guaranteed Sanji and guaranteed Reiju on the 2nd multis, which if you want them, that's cool, but I personally would rather get the guaranteed legend rather than the Sanji or Reiju. But if you're into that, go for them. On Reddit, you also have the boosted rates of each legend. Now that you can get any legend from any day, this is just the characters that have higher rates on each individual day, and the rare recruits that have higher rates on each individual day. On days 2 and 3, we also have the old Shanks and old Hancock anniversary legends that are boosted. But if you're looking for an individual legend, you can pull on those days. Let's go over what each character does, right? So let's go over the new Sanji and Reiju. They're basically Seagull Fest characters. Hancock and Shanks from the old anniversary, pretty good. They're nothing like too excited about. They're definitely not something you really want to go hard for. Sanji and Reiju also aren't worth going really, really hard for, although Reiju's artwork is so good. If you did a Zero Stamina Island that was out on Japan right now for the Anniversary Seagull Fest, just to see what they do, ooh, man, that Reiju's special. Sanji boosts attack of Dex and Quick by 2.25 times, heals 3,000 health, boosts the attack of Dex, Quick, and Int characters to 1.75, and changes your right column orbs into matching with a Dex Fighter Powerhouse. Reiju is a Dex Fighter Cerebral, an Int Quick Fighter Cerebral. Captain ability boosts attack of Dex and Quick, removes poison, changes left column into matching, and boosts orbs of Dex, Quick, and Psy characters by 175, and changes left column into matching. So together, Reiju and Sanji gives you fully matching orbs and works great for a Dex and Quick team, boosting all Dex and Quick characters' attack and orbs by 1.75 times, and also Psy orbs and Int type. But if you just use them as a straight Quick and Dex team, they work great together. But personally, I don't think they're worth giving up over a random legend on that 2nd or multi-pull each day. So I'm just pulling on day 1. All the stats on here, by the way, are just dummy stats. They are definitely going to change by the time we find out, just so that way you can put them into damage calculator to find out what they do. And I want this bird to stop sounding. Thank you very much. So let's start with Pedro. Pedro is a quick slasher cerebral character. His captain ability, really good, boosts attack of slashes by 2.75 times and reduces damage taken by 7%. His special ability, amazing, cuts the health of one enemy by 10% if they have delay or debuff prevention, just like how Nekomamushi and Whitebeard work. Then he will boost the effect of all orbs by 1.75 times and boost the attack of all characters by 1.75 times. So he's a 1.75 times attack and orb boost, and also a 10% health cut as long as enemies have a delay or all debuff protectors. So Pedro, amazing, amazing character. Really makes a lot of teams work really, really well with that, as long as enemies have like debuff prevention. But having this work for all characters, not just like slashers or not just cerebrals, is like really, really, really good. Then we have Brook. Brook actually has a strangely weak captain ability. Brook's captain ability is just 2 times attack for slashes and free spirits as a strength slasher free spirit character, which is like strangely old. This is like how we had rare recruit characters a year ago, not 2.75 times characters, which is as good as like old legends, but now it's just like an old rare recruit captain ability. His special ability deals 8 hits of 20 times attack damage and typeless damage to random enemies. If they have, once again, debuff prevention or delay prevention, then he will change block orbs into matching orbs and boost color affinity of all characters by 1.75 times. So this is, just as a color affinity booster, way better than Gear 4 Luffy. Now, Gear 4 Luffy's special will do more damage as a burst, but a lot of times the weakest thing about Gear 4 Luffy is that he shuffles your orbs. Brook giving your block orbs into matching orbs and boosting color affinity is amazingly good. And that does work for all characters, so now we have someone who is going to be fighting for Gear 4 Luffy a lot as a color affinity booster. Also works great on strength teams whenever you want a strength character instead of Gear 4 Luffy's quick character. That's Treasure Map Gear 4 Luffy. We're going to start getting into problems calling Gear 4 Luffy now that there are 3 different Gear 4 Luffys. We have Carrot, who is a Psy fighter free spirit character. Carrot's captain ability boosts the attack of fighters by 2.5 times, boosts health of free spirit by 1.2 times. Her special ability reduces paralysis and despair duration by 4 turns, delays for 1 turn, changes primary color orbs into Psy orbs, and boosts attack against enemies with reduced defense by 1.75 times, either for 1 or 2 turns. We're not sure how many turns it's going to reduce defense. Give us that conditional attack booster for yet. But having a primary orb into Psy orb makes her work great for a lot of characters wants lots of Psy orbs, either as a full Psy team or something like as a judge team sub. Also, reducing despair and paralysis by 4 turns and reducing defense or boosting attack against reduced defense makes us really think that there is going to be somebody on the treasure map Big Mom who is going to paralyze and despair your entire team, and I will really bet money on that. Paralyze, despair, Big Mom. Check it out, because Carrot's going to be perfect against that fight, and she is boosted on Big Mom treasure map. Then we have Nami, who is a Dex Striker cerebral character. Nami's captain ability reduces cooldowns of all specials by 1 turn. Whoa. I'm sorry. I'm not giving Nami the attention that she deserves, because Nami is our first legend. Nami is the 6-star Striker Cerebral Nami. Reduces cooldowns by 1. Boosts attack of Dex characters by 3.75 times. And makes strength and quick orbs beneficial for Dex characters. Oh man! A 3.75 times Dex booster. We finally have our first Dex color boosting legend. Dex color boosting legend. And she is stupid as a Dex captain. Oh my god, 3.75 times boost, and also makes strength and quick orbs count as matching, so your Dex team will not get badly matching orbs unless they get a block orb. Her special ability, if your captain has a secondary type, then she will boost the color affinity of secondary type characters by 1.75 times, and boost the orbs of secondary type characters by 2 times for 1 turn. So she is a 2 times secondary class orb booster and 2 times secondary class affinity booster, which is like super amazing. Secondary class, not secondary type. Sorry, I'm being corrected by Solaris, who does all the hard work on the database. So she is not only a affinity booster, but also an orb booster, and very easy to hit that secondary type requirement on her. So it's like, just as a straight Dex team, she's an amazing captain. And if you use her as a sub, it's so easy to get characters as secondary types. You're gonna have a harder time finding characters that are only primary type characters versus characters that have a secondary class, since most characters in the game have at least 1 secondary class. There are a few of note, such as Akainu, who doesn't have a secondary class. I keep saying type instead of class, but as long as you have a secondary class, they will benefit from her affinity and orb boost, which is like so easy to do, to use her as a sub, and she is a stupid amazing Dex captain. We have, and everyone's big star, who is making Nami look not as stupidly good as she is, because she is overpowered. Let's get that straight. She is really very good. New gear changing gear for Luffy. There is also the Chopper. All right. Let's talk about Chopper too. There is also proper Chopper. So Chopper is int fighter cerebral. Get back here, Chopper. Chopper is int fighter cerebral. Heals at the end of each turn. Chopper's special ability reduces defense of all enemies for 1 turn, reduces enemy damage threshold and enrage for 5 turns, makes int psi and dex orbs beneficial for all characters in 1 turn, and adds 0.6 to the chain multiplier for 1 turn. So Chopper does a lot of stuff. Very solidly good character. Threshold and enrage reduction means that there is going to be something that has threshold and enrage later on too, because that's how Bandai makes their fights now. They make a rare recruit character that does a thing, and then they design fights so that way if you have that rare recruit character, you just have a super easy time. But let's go back to Gear 4. New Legend Gear 4. So, Legend Gear 4 Luffy, his captain ability is a brand new mechanic we have never seen before. There is a separate little gear or a separate little meter that pulls up. So let me pull up the video, thanks to, there have been a few of our data miners who have videos. I think I have Worst Generations video here easily. But the way it works is that Gear 4 Luffy is a form-changing captain that you can use his captain ability multiple times. So here is Worst Generations video. If you look right here on Gear 4 Luffy, Gear 4 Luffy has a tiny little bar on the left side, or on the right side if you use him as a captain. This will go up and down as you're fighting. It goes up to 8, and in order to increase it, you have to either hit and eat a recovery orb or hit a perfect with your Luffy. So if you hit a perfect with Luffy, that increases it by 1. If you hit a recovery orb, that also increases it by 1. If Luffy ever swaps away from being your captain during a fight, he will lose that meter. And Luffy will freely transform between Gear 2 and Gear 3 Luffy forms. In order to become Gear 4 Boundman Luffy, you must have full meter. So at full gear meter and you use his captain action, you will become Boundman Luffy. If you use his special ability, after you have eaten at least 10 recovery orbs, you become Fat Luffy. Or if you use this, if you also use a special ability without getting 10 recovery, you will become Fat Luffy. So here's our Fat Tankman Luffy. Fat Tankman Luffy looks like this. We have Boundman Luffy that looks like this. And the only difference between Gear 2 and Gear 3 Luffy's is that, let me see, a Gear 2 Luffy. Gear 2 Luffy doesn't have an orange light going up from him, whereas Gear 3 Luffy, that has like a few orange lights going up while he's AFK. Come on, orange lines. Swap them. Here we go. Nope. That's into Gear 4 Luffy. Oh well. So, there's a lot of new mechanics with this Luffy. That's not even talking about what he actually does. So what he does is he will always boost the health of all characters by 1.25 times and boost your chance of getting red, quick, and psi orbs. As Gear 2, he boosts everyone's attack by 3 times and boosts your rate of recovery orbs and makes quick orbs beneficial. As Gear 3, he boosts the attack of all characters by 3.5 times, and after 2 perfects, red, quick, and psi. Yeah, red, quick, and psi, it's what it is. He boosts the chance of getting recovery orbs. So every version except for Tankman boosts the chance of getting recovery orbs, except the Gear 2 makes blue beneficial, also just boosts attack by 3. Gear 3 is 3.25 after 2 perfects, and red beneficial. Gear 4 Boundman boosts attack of all characters by 4 times, reduces damage taken by 20%, and also makes red, blue, and yellow orbs beneficial for all characters. And Tankman is boost attack, his own attack by 4.25, all other characters by 4 times, reduces damage taken by 50%, and makes red, blue, yellow beneficial for all characters. Now, the reason there's that meter there is that every single turn that you're either Boundman or Tankman, you will lose 3 meter points. So if you have it maxed out, that's 8 meter points. After one attack, it becomes 5 meter points and then 2 meter points. Now, you can swap off of your either Gear 4 terms into Gear 2 or Gear 3 terms, but you just can't swap back. You can actually swap multiple times in one turn, too. So you can go from Boundman into Gear 2 into Gear 3 if you want to, or into Gear 3 into Gear 2 if you want to. So you can use this Captain action multiple times in a single turn to swap between any of the forms that is not Tankman, because the only time you can become Tankman is if you use his special ability after eating at least 10 recovery orbs. I know this is getting really confusing, right? It gets even more confusing. Whenever you're Boundman or Tankman, that gear energy is going to go down by 3 every single turn. You cannot increase your gear meter while you're Boundman or Tankman. Now, this is still mostly confirmed, not fully confirmed, but while you're Gear 4, you cannot increase your gear meter. You can only increase your gear meter while you're either Gear 2 or Gear 3. And once again, you increase that meter by hitting perfects or eating recovery herbs. Hitting perfects while with the Luffy, or eating recovery orbs. So Tankman and Boundman, even if you're hitting a great with a recovery orb or hitting a perfect with a Luffy, you will not increase the meter. But if you're Gear 2 or Gear 3, you will increase the meter and refill that up. So Gear 2, Gear 3, lower your damage just a little bit. And I say just a little bit because at the worst, they are already at 3 times attack captain or 3.5 times after 2 perfect. So they are ridiculously good at captain abilities for all characters. No condition at all. You don't need to worry about what class you're using. You don't need to worry about what colors you're using. You just get a grand 3 times or 3.2 or 3.5 times after 2 perfect attack boost. And then once they turn into Gear 4, either form of Gear 4, they become a 4 times attack boost or Tankman that gives you more damage reduction and also boosts his own attack by 4.25 times, which is like so stupid good. Has special ability, deals a ton of damage to all enemies, boosts the attack of all characters by 2 times, makes tandem and recovery orbs beneficial for all characters for 3 turns, and if Luffy is a captain friend, captain turns into Gear 4, either Gear 4 or Tankman. Now, the way his special works also refills your meter. So if you are Boundman, you attack for, or if you're Gear 4 Boundman, you attack for 3 turns. So you've gone from a full meter all the way down to 0 meter. If you use your special, you fill up that meter once again, and you get 3 additional attacks. Now, the reason I'm saying attacks and not turns, because this is a new way that transformation works that isn't like older transformations that work off of a turn-based meter. This is based off how many times you attack. So if you use a special to kill the enemies, the old way of transformation, that would count as 1 turn, and then the enemy's preemptive attack will count as a turn. So if you have a 3-turn special and you kill stage 4 with it, by the time you get into a boss, you only have 1 turn of that special left. Since Luffy works off of how many times or turns that you attack, if you kill a stage with special abilities and you don't attack, that doesn't reduce your meter at all. You still get the full max meter or whatever your meter was at. That doesn't decrease any. That also means enemy preemptive attacks don't decrease your meter any, because that's not a turn that you attacked. So this is actually like way better than multiple turn transformation specials, because you get 3 full turns no matter what enemies do. If they bind your entire team, I mean, that's probably really bad for you in the first place, but they bind your entire team and you don't attack that turn, that's not a turn that gets reduced out of your gear meter. So you can be Gear 4 and have your entire team bound for multiple turns if you're into that. Yeah, like Raid Hancock, but let's be honest, if Raid Hancock binds your whole team, you're in a little more trouble than that, huh? But that does get the 50% damage reduction, just like Psy Gear 4 Luffy, which does stack with 2 Luffys for a total of 75% damage reduction over your turns. So it is pretty cool. And yes, I have wondered if you can actually survive Raid Boss Hancock full team bind if you have enough health with a double Tankman Gear 4 Luffy special. It would be neat. But it is a very, 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 very interesting special. a very, very interesting captain ability that is stupid overpowered. And let's just see how stupid overpowered Nami and Gear 4 Luffy are. So let's start with Nami. Here is a team of double legend Nami, 3.75 times attack boost. This cotton candy is accurately reflecting the sailor abilities and limit breaks of these 4 characters. Now Nami, we just have her as 1600 attack, and assuming she has full cotton candy and the bonus from sailor abilities from the other characters, you get to do 65.7 million damage against quick characters with this team. Woo! Woo! That's good stuff. We do have Nami's limit break stuff in the database, but just as her base stats, since we don't know what it is, let's just assume it's like that. 65.7 million damage. Cavendish as our conditional attack booster, Rayleigh as our chain locker, Robin as our type booster, Sanji Zoro as a 2.25 times orb booster, and really, Nami is giving us the affinity boost and also that sweet 3.75 times attack boost. Pretty okay team. Pretty okay. If anyone says, oh man, Legend Nami is not a great captain, turns out I think Legend Nami is a pretty okay captain, if you say so myself. And you can turn off affinity boost if you want more damage against strength characters. And then we have double Gear 4 team. So double Gear 4 team with Luffy, Doffy, Robin, Hina, and Shanks specials on gets 57.9 million damage because we don't have as many quick characters. We had if we could use Raid Boss Gear 4, Treasure Map Gear 4 here. Just put that in there and pretend like you didn't see anything. You get some more damage. Put some cotton candy on him. But you can't put Gear 4 on a Gear... you can't put Luffy on a Luffy team now, can you? So we have to do the Hina. Oh, Hina. 4.25 times attack boost is pretty good. Pretty okay. And don't forget that the new changing gear for Luffy is all characters. He is just a straight up universal captain. So you can use him with a strength team, you can use him with a slash team, you can use him with a cerebral team, you can use him with a quick team, you can use him with an int team, you can use him with whatever, because he just boosts everybody's attack at least by 3 times, and then goes up to a 4 times or 4.25 times attack. It's like stupidly powerful, stupidly good. Yeah, you can't use him with Doffy friend captain. Fine. Whatever. I'm not too angry about how good Gear 4 Luffy is because Gear 4 Luffy has new mechanics, but he is very powerful because Bandai does not know how to balance things around fun. Honestly, like, he could do all this stuff and just lower his numbers. Like, he could go from a 2.5 times attack boost up to a 3.75 times attack boost and he'd still be really good. But Bandai just wants to make sure that everything is stupid good, so they just give him a 3 times attack boost all the way up to stupid. Also, 2 times universal special means that he is guaranteed to be good on any team as a captain or as a sub. Just remember that as a sub, you cannot use his form swapping ability, and you cannot transform into Tankman or Boundman. He only stays as Gear 2 Luffy whenever he is a sub. And if he's ever a captain and gets swapped away from your sub, such as by enemy swapping, or if you use like Smoker special to swap captain, he will lose his bar and you have to build that back up again. But he's got some new gear bar that is pretty neat. Luffy, stupid powerful, very, very good. Get him. Nami, stupid powerful, very, very good. Get her. Everyone else, pretty good stuff. Anniversary Sugo's coming up soon. I'm in Ziniyami. I will be doing pulls. Thank you so much for watching, and y'all stay beautiful.